everybody, this is Jaclyn Mullen and you are watching my YouTube channel where I interview small business owners, bloggers, and entrepreneurs who are trying to MIY. That stands for Market It Yourself, just like you. Now, today's guest and I actually met at a wealth and difference making retreat. We are all about those dollar bills, y'all, and having a good impact, right, Lisa?
Yes, we are.
She's joining us from Denver, the Mile High City. So without further ado, Lisa Suazo, please introduce yourself, and thank you so much for being here today on the YouTube channel.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much for having me. It's such an honor to be with you. So my name is Lisa Suazo, and I am a female entrepreneur. I am actually a health coach, Lisa Suazo, health and wellness coach. And so I help women to basically love their bodies and shift their belief about what health actually looks like and their belief about their bodies. So I help them with all kinds of, the physical components, food nutrition or food education, nutrition, things like that. But also we really dive deeply into the mental component, the beliefs around food and around your bodies and around your body that are holding you back from really truly achieving health and fulfillment in your body too. So that's what I do. I want to help empower women.
And I think a lot of times what I like about what you're sharing, there's a similar type of work that I do with my clients where mindset comes in, our belief system. And I think a lot of people initially think, oh, if I just change my diet and my exercise habits, my body will change, just like they think, oh, well, if I just get like this package or service going and, market it, then all of a sudden my business is going to change. But a lot of times what's beneath the surface and holding us back are those mindset and beliefs. And we're going to tap into that a little bit today, right, with our topic at hand, which is all about branding. Particularly, should you have a business brand, as in a name that's not associated with your personal name? Should your business be your personal name? And if you're using your personal name, how do you then differentiate that business or make that business seem too legit to not quit? Right, Lisa? So that was a question that you had, and it was a personal question. So let's talk a little bit about what this has meant for you with your business, Lisa Suazo Coaching.
Yes. So, well, that was the question that I had brought to you originally, was just, I wasn't quite sure as far as creating a brand. I had gotten some inconsistent advice, right? So some people would say you should really, your name is your brand essentially, because that's where, you're a coach. There are lots of different coaches out there. So it's your name, your personality. But then also I had gotten the sort of feedback in the sense from myself too, that is that professional enough? Right? Should I have a business name, something that's different, that talks more about my mission, or, a name that would be not my name, but also sort of embody what I'm trying to do. And along those lines too, Jaclyn, I'll just throw it out there. Because I am a coach, I have different coaching packages, right? And so with any other small business owner, even if they sell services or products, there's typically different products. So for me, I was interested in as far as naming my products too. Would it just be something like one-on-one private coaching or group coaching, or do I need to make it more fun, make it, just different, name it to make it be more enticing to people?
So we've got 3 things that we're going to tackle today in this video. And like I said, this is such a common question. So for those of you who are sort of struggling with this, take note. The first question that came up is, according to the experts, should your business be your actual physical name? Does your name help differentiate you? And one of the things is, honestly, it's not so much the name that you pick. And here's the example that I give. Nike, okay? Very few people know the origin of the name Nike. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Nike might be some Greek god. I could be totally making that up. But I'm a marketer, so that just goes to show the importance, if you will, of the name. Now, what's important is the messaging behind the name that you pick, right? So if I say Nike, most people would say, just do it. That's messaging. That's part of tagline. That's part of what the brand stands for. When we think of Nike, we don't necessarily think of the name, but what we think of are the products. We think of the stories. We think of, Michael Jordan creating the swoosh by dunking the basket. So whatever name you choose to start with, okay, it's more so going to be about that messaging. It's more so going to be about the emotional impact that you're going to create for your clients. So in the case of Lisa Suazo Coaching, how do you want your clients to feel? What's their lifestyle like? What are they doing? And then the reason why this is like a little messaging exercise that everybody could apply, but go back to feelings to get that messaging honed in. And we're going to do that live on our video today. So Lisa, tell me, how do you want these women to feel? And what are the sort of things that like make them laugh or make them feel good from a health and wellness perspective? What are the sort of things that maybe like make them frustrated or make them feel bad?
Awesome questions. So with my clients, I want them to feel really empowered. I want them to feel good in their bodies. I want them to feel like they're nurtured on multiple levels. I want them to feel energized and like they can tackle the world and really successful and knowledgeable in what it takes for them to be healthy.
So what's your tagline for Lisa Suazo Coaching?
I don't have a tagline.
Well, there you go, girl. There you go. So for those of you that have a personal name, right, and I am guilty of this myself. For the longest time, my company was Jaclyn Mullen Media, and that's going to be changing. The tagline really helps you get that fun little catchy vehicle. And it's almost like you could think of the tagline, whether you get like this personalized, whether you have a personalized name or you have a fun catchy brand name, either way, it's really that tagline that I think that reinforces what that brand stands for. It tells people what you do a little more. So make sure that you have some sort of little fun tagline or blurb that speaks to those emotions that you want your customers to feel, because then that becomes the basis for all of your messaging. All right. So then the second question was, you know, how do you, well, the second question, I'm trying to remember now, because that kind of,
when we talked about it together, we talked about it in terms of nail polish too. So, so for different products or services that you offer, for me specifically, you know, is it one-on-one coaching? Because that's what it is. And then we've got group coaching, which is what it is. You know, does it need to be that simple, or should it be something that's more fun, more named, more enticing?
So when it comes to your products and services, how do you still start to include these elements of your brand to help differentiate you from other providers or other competitors? I mean, I hate that word, but people who are selling what you're selling in your marketplace. And one of the things, like you said, was when we brought up nail polish and we looked at, during our discussion, you know, what makes somebody buy OPI nail polish over Essie nail polish over Revlon nail polish? Most women nowadays, if you ask them what nail polish they want, you know, and I got my nails done, I think I'm wearing like an Essie color, they would say to you, oh, I'm going to get OPI or I'm going to get Essie. Revlon, L'Oreal, like all those drugstore brands have sort of taken a back seat. And the reason is because the nail polishes all do the same things, right? They all paint our nails. But it's OPI and Essie, and it's really OPI that came up with all of these fun names for the colors. So the benefits, the functions of what the nail polish does are still simplified. Hard nail lacquer, you know, paint on your nails. But the means in which the brand gets communicated and that emotional connection gets established to help you say, I want that one, is done through in a fun way. So this brings up something very valuable, which is it all depends on your brand voice. Some brands are going to be pretty serious. Some brands are going to have humor. Some brands are going to be very informational and authoritative. So an informational and authoritative brand may not want to go the fun route. But I feel like when you're marketing to women, really, which is what we're talking about here, marketing to women, because choice, there's a sense of overwhelm. We have so many choices. Whatever catches our attention, creates an emotional connection with us, and serves our need is what we're going to go for. So in terms of packages, I think, yes, simplicity in terms of this is a one-on-one, you know, service, that's description. As far as a package is concerned, you can come up with clever and fun names to describe the experience that you're about to create with your clients, everybody. And in the description right below that clever fun name is where you can say, my one-on-one offering, or my group offering, et cetera, et cetera. And this is why, again, going back to messaging, sometimes before we even go to the computer and write down like the copy for our website or our social media tweets or our blog posts, we have to sit here and think, when we put this information out, how do we want people to feel? How do we want people to feel? What type of experience do we want to create? Because that's what all of these mediums are allowing us to do. When I tell you that, Lisa, how does that make you feel as the business owner who's in the midst of tackling all these things right now? Is that helpful?
It's super helpful. It's incredibly helpful. So much. I mean, and I think that that's really, really awesome and something to think about is how I want my clients to feel and to put that in the messaging. I mean, it's big.
What is the package or service or offering right now that like you're super focused on, that you're trying to get out there into the world? Because this is YouTube. Let's go ahead and share it.
It would be my one-on-one client package. I mean, I really love to work with women one-on-one, get to know them, get to understand their motivation and, you know, their goals and what they're looking to achieve and what their fears are, and really work through to get them, you know, an empowering experience and to make them literally just really feel good in their bodies.
So then let me ask you this too, because when somebody says the word empowering, how do we break that out into even smaller little emotions so that you might start to play around with some sort of packaging name for that?
I don't know. Let's see. So breaking down empowering into just smaller words or different synonyms. Strong. Powerful. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I have to literally like play around with it and kind of like journal it because it's tough. It's interesting to think about.
This is why we have. So this is a great example of just making sure that the words that we pick. So going back to, do these words really create that instant mental picture? Mm-hmm. Or does somebody say, gosh, empowering, what does that mean? And it's okay if we define it for them. It's absolutely 100%. It's okay. So if you were to even call this like the empowering one-on-one package, in this package you will feel do, and listing out those things, what empowering means, some descriptives and stuff to help paint those mental pictures. The last thing I was going to ask you, and this is for everybody who's trying to figure out, again, like the whole personal brand, or do you have a brand? I mean, they're all brands. And naming your packages and services is looking at your client feedback. I once had a client joke with me that I was like the best drill sergeant she ever had. And I'm like, oh, drill sergeant. I've never been referred to as that before, but perhaps there's some like fun or truth there. So I was wondering, in terms of client feedback, when your clients work with you, what do they often share with you about you specifically, how your methodology, your personality, what you do helps them?
What I get a lot of feedback from with my clients is probably the opposite of drill sergeant. It's more of just like, she is like your cheerleader.
Okay.
You know, like I am the person who has really positive energy and really sort of lifts them up. And that's the feedback I get.
So there could be some fun sort of thing there with the like lift you up package. And you can even, if you wanted humor to be a part of your brand, we're not talking about your boobs, we're talking about your spirit, we're definitely
not talking about my boobs.
But I'm saying with like fitness and stuff, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lifting you up can be more than just lifting up your buns. And
oh yeah.
So if you want to go there towards that Sex and the City type of humor, ladies and gentlemen, mostly ladies who are watching this, I presume, you know, I know cheeky sometimes can be like a fine line to walk, but there's something to do or to be said about like the positive package. Like, you know, what does that mean? A lot of times when we're dealing with diet and health and wellness, all we're doing is thinking negative. So let's turn that around and think that positive. Let me be your like your partner in positivity. So, you know, I'm a wordsmith. I love words and I get it. At a certain point, nobody wants to sound cheesy or inauthentic, right? But I do think that, you know, if you brainstorm these things and then guess what? Send them out to your list or ask maybe 15 of your most trusted strategic partners and clients and friends for their feedback. That helps you tremendously with this whole process. So don't be afraid to add a little bit of flavor and stand out. Think about OPI.
Yeah.
You know, they have these crazy nail polish names, but they were like, we know what we're doing, and how it's helped them make a lot of customers, a lot of ladies happy with their nails, but also get a lot of market share too, right?
Right, exactly. Oh, this is so awesome.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like it. All right. So, Lisa, how are we going to keep up with you then and come to your website and see these potentially new named packages and all that jazz?
Yeah, I would love for you to. My website is lisasuazo.com. And so you're definitely welcome to visit me there. I also, if you go through Facebook, Lisa Suazo Health and Wellness Coach, you can like my business page, and I give lots of great content there as well.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you, taking time out of your day-to-day to talk about this stuff and sort of be in a hot seat, for lack thereof a better word. So
thank you. Thank you for all of the awesome information. It's so helpful, Jaclyn.
Oh, good. Good. I try. And for those of you watching, as I said before, this is Jaclyn Mullen, and my whole aim is to help you MIY. I've been an entrepreneur. I've bootstrapped my business. And I know how frustrating it can be sometimes to just sit there and try to think of all of these things and run a business to get it going, which is why I'm featuring more experts in the coming weeks to come. And I'm even putting together a MIY Market It Yourself guidebook. And I'm going to be featuring the insights from big brand managers at Charity Water, Yes to Carrots, Quest Nutrition, some beauty brands. So if you'd like to get early access to that, please make sure that you visit me at my site, which is www.jaclynmullen.com, so you can subscribe. If you like this video, please share it, especially if you know anybody who's struggling with branding. And I always welcome you to subscribe to the channel. I've got a new overhaul, makeover coming very, very soon. And on that note, thank you for being here. Until I see you again, bye.